Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're going to unpack a really powerful framework for innovation. And it all starts with a simple but kind of radical idea, putting people at the very center of everything you do. So, let's dive right in.
You know the feeling, right? You have one of those amazing brainstorming sessions. The energy in the room is just electric, the whiteboard is completely covered in fantastic ideas, but then nothing. Those brilliant concepts just get stuck. They never seem to make it out into the real world. It's an incredibly common and honestly a super frustrating problem to have.
But what if the solution isn't about working harder, but about thinking differently? The key is this fundamental shift in perspective. Moving our focus away from all the assumptions we make inside the conference room to the actual realities of the world outside it.
And this shift in thinking, well, it has a name: design thinking. And listen, it's not just another buzzword. It's a really practical, repeatable way to solve complex problems. And it all begins by focusing on the single most important thing, the actual human being you're trying to help. This quote really captures the heart of it. It's all about moving beyond our own best guesses about what customers want. So instead of assuming, we have to get out there and truly understand their real needs, their real experiences. That's where genuine innovation begins.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we put it into practice? Well, it's not some vague philosophy. It's actually a structured, actionable playbook that has 5 very clear phases. Let's walk through this framework that can take your team all the way from a whiteboard idea to a real-world impact.
All right, the 5 phases are empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. I want you to think of this as your roadmap. Each step builds directly on the last one, and together they create this clear path from understanding a person's problem to actually testing a potential solution. So let's break each one down.
Phase 1 is all about empathy. This is where you literally have to get out of the building. You go out, you observe, you engage, you listen to your users in their own environment. The goal here isn't just to collect data, but to get a deep, almost personal understanding of their world. You gotta walk a mile in their shoes.
So, after you've gathered all those amazing insights, phase 2 is all about defining the problem. This is where you take all your observations and you synthesize them into a really clear, actionable problem statement. And this is so crucial. It's not about the problem you think they have, it's about the one your users are actually experiencing. Now, once you have that well-defined problem, it's time for the fun part, ideate. This is where creativity just gets to run wild. At this stage, it's all about quantity over quality. You want to generate a huge range of potential solutions. Seriously, no idea is too wild. It's a total judgment-free zone. From that giant pool of ideas, you move into prototyping. Now, this isn't about building a perfect, polished product. No way. It's about creating something simple and tangible. Maybe it's a quick sketch, a basic model, or even a storyboard. Just something that makes your idea real enough for people to react to. And that brings us to the final phase, testing. You take your little prototype back to your users and you just watch how they react. The key thing here is that this isn't some final exam where you pass or fail. It's the beginning of a learning cycle. You test, you learn, you refine, and you do it all over again. So that's the 5-phase playbook. But you're probably wondering, does it actually work? What's the real payoff for doing all this? Well, it's about finally connecting those great ideas on the whiteboard to real, measurable, honest-to-goodness impact. And the results are really tangible. Organizations that truly embrace design thinking don't just create better products and services or see higher customer satisfaction. They also end up improving their own internal processes, breaking down those old silos, and building a culture of innovation that spreads across the whole company. Okay, so what does this all mean for you as a leader? Because this isn't just another process to manage, this is a fundamental shift in how you lead your team.
This comparison, I think, makes the difference really clear. Instead of top-down assumptions driven by the leader, the whole process is fueled by insights driven by the user. The focus shifts from just what we're building to why it really truly matters to the user. And maybe the biggest thing of all, failure is no longer this thing to be scared of, but it becomes this incredible opportunity to learn and to get better.
This is the ultimate goal, right here. By embracing this human-centered playbook, you empower your teams. You give them the tools to stop guessing and to start solving real problems with genuine creativity, deep empathy, and a clear strategic purpose.
So as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with a question. I want you to think about the challenges your team is facing right now. Which one of them is just perfectly right for this human-centered approach? What's the very first problem you can solve by starting not with an answer, but with a deep understanding of the people at the very heart of it?